inch.
Needs a border.
Needs a border.
Yeah, needs a border.
That looks like it's Armstrong.
And, you know, 3-year-old thinking, that's a bird butt, you know?
That's a fake bird butt.
Yeah. 11. Just because it's only the butt.
Dance night.
11. It's a cool snapshot. It's in focus. Good color. Maybe back the flash off just a tad.
High winds.
Uh, 12. Neat shot. Underexposed or overexposed? Overexposed.
Classy.
13. Like it. Very graphic. Black and white. Good lines. Dig it.
Hooty hoo.
Okay, who's gonna yell at me for a 14?
Looks fake.
It's a fake truck.
Tracy?
Yeah, what's up
Yeah, it's a
with
fake owl.
A fake tree.
What?
Oh, so
Is it a fake owl?
I think it's a real.
no, the tree's fake, the owl's real.
Fake tree.
Yeah.
Probably a capture.
It's probably a fake owl. All right, 14.
Surf bucket.
I'd say 10. Like, I don't know. I don't get the, like the, you know, the brushing out of around it. I mean, I guess it's kind of make it, you know, like if you're gonna do that here, then maybe do that here too. You know, like give it like kind of like a little bit more of a painterly effect. But like the detail here is like, well, why isn't that over here?
Because over there wasn't a tree.
National Portrait Gallery atrium.
11. I mean, it's a good snapshot. Everything's in focus. Fairly well exposed.
Who's there?
Another fake owl. Snowy. But it's way overexposed. And you know, that's one of the hardest things to get that corrected when you're shooting these guys out in the field, is just to get the exposure correctly. In fact, you got to underexpose these guys, because blowing out a snowy owl is really easy. So I'm gonna go 11.
A photogenic smile.
I'm gonna go 13. I mean, it's a polar bear, so it's awesome, but it's like, I don't know. Feels like there's something lacking in it. Like it's very busy. I mean, it's pretty. Yeah, I mean, it's probably good that there's weeds in front of it, you know, so you know, maybe you're hiding, you know, so the polar bear can't see you and eat you.
Missing a picture.
Sunset on the ice dunes.
13. I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's just, you know, I mean, like these are cool scenes. Everything's in focus. Looks relatively well exposed, but it's like it's just lacking some impact.
What?
Yeah. It would be great for blue sky, but it's not. This one's tough. For some reason, I don't mind that the sky is kind of blown out in this, because it almost feels like, I feel like if this was black and white, everyone would be like, oh my God, you know? But, okay, I'm gonna go 14, but I think if this were black and white, Like this would be, black and white maybe turn just to like a little bit this way a little bit, just so you kind of have like, but the roots and everything, go back to that real quick. But everything's in focus, like you have a lot of detail in this picture, but it feels like it gets kind of lost in the color. Like to me, this would be like an excellent choice for a black and white. And just kind of HDR some of this up a little bit, just so you have like a nice, a nice array of tones going out through this, because you'll have, like everything's in focus. You captured a lot of detail in it, it just feels like it needs something else.
Lake Erie waves.
I'm gonna go 14 just because it looks like it's a little bit soft here, but the mood of this picture is awesome. Like this is, like the way the light's hitting everything, like I really like, the symmetry of it. I think if all this stuff were a little bit sharper, I think this would be really, this would be a 15. And the border I actually like it too.
The woman with the cigarette.
See, I love photos like this. I'm going to give it a 15. Just because this, these are photos that to me speak volumes. I have no idea what she's thinking, but you can actually, put yourself in her, like in her position, like looking out over the city and, looking at this beautiful scene. Like it almost kind of puts you, puts you into her perspective. Which is something I think, photography should do.
A quiet moment.
$13, but if this were like really close in, I think it'd be really cool. Because I don't think the sky does this photo any favors.
October reflections.
13. I feel like though it's like there's more, this would be like a nice big. I mean, I don't know what else is going on like in the scene here, but like you got like a nice big reflection like this. Grab as much as you can. It's nice though. Everything looks like it's in focus. The exposure looks pretty good.
Deadly encounter at bird feeder.
Mm, 13. It's a cool shot. This bird mutilating another bird.
Oh,
Yeah, it's soft, like in the colors, like it definitely lacks some contrast. That might help it a little bit.
On the move.
12. It's a cool picture of a squirrel. Gray squirrel.
right here.
Black and white.
Catching dinner.
I'm debating 14 or 15. That's usually the big debate.
You want help?
Yeah. Sure.
I like how
Is it yours?
they got that, no. I like how that is
Yeah.
in the water.
The
that-
wingtip in the water.
Oh yeah, the
I think-
wingtip in the water is
yeah,
definitely awesome.
that
And just because it caught a
really is.
fish, I
Yeah.
actually like the eye in it.
I
You
like
know,
the
to me,
idea.
getting the eye like this, like it really, like that was the first thing I saw.
I mean, you don't see very many
Like,
seagulls like that.
no, I don't want to say 15 because I think some detail was lost in this area.
That's true.
but, you know, the impact of it, like everything else, I'm still gonna say 14 just to be technical, but I mean, it's real close. It's like a 14.45. No, we don't do decimals.
Lighthouse.
I'm gonna go 14, only because, oh, right there. Dust spot on the, dust spot on the sensor. You take that off and this is something you can put on your wall.
Winner, winner, meaty dinner.
Yeah, really. I'm gonna go 14. Yeah, it's banded. I mean, it's definitely a cool shot. Like, you know, good sharpness, good color in it. Lots of detail on the back here. I mean, little HDR, you could probably bring that out. But yeah. You keep
Busy
saying that.
bee.
12, cropped in tighter. This stuff doesn't add to it, it just busies it.
Angry ocean.
Uh, 13. I don't know. I mean, it's got some impact, but it doesn't like. It feels like just something's lacking here.
Well, hello there.
I'm gonna give it a 14 because I like the effect. I like how everything's nice and swirly. I'm actually not really sure on the border on this one though, because I'm not. I mean,
I think it goes well with the tones of the.
You think it goes well with the tones?
Yeah.
Very subtle.
It is very subtle. It's very artistic. It could be on a card. You're right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I could get well.
Like get well card. Yes. Like, I'm sorry your bird died.
2 pictures ago.
Okay.
Whoa.
Talking about birds. Mr. Tropical.
Yeah, here we go.
Here's a knife for you.
Wow, man, I gotta go 14 just to be picky. Like, you lost some detail in here, but man, this is really cool. Like, very, very colorful, very detailed. The eye spooks me out. Like, I feel way too close to this thing. That's good, you know.
Nature's design.
I'm gonna go 14 only because I can see a lot of artifacts in this. Like when you're doing over processing, you know, like when you're doing smoothing and stuff like that, you get these JPEG artifacts. And like if you can just, you know, like if you're gonna make this blurry and smooth, then make it blurry and smooth and get the grain out. Or if you want grain, add more grain, you know. But this always bugs me, and a lot of my photos suffer from the same thing.
Grand Central Terminal, New York City.
I would probably 14. I'd probably normally say good snapshot, but I like this because it's taken at a cool angle and it shows motion. You know, like you feel like you're there, and like you feel like it's like it's busy. You know, and like you know, to me this photo, you know, it gives you a mood.
Mating dance.
Oh, This one's tough. It's definitely not a 15 because I feel like this stuff kind of, you know, you can't really pick where birds land, but I'm gonna go 14.
Pipe dreams.
Abstract.
Yeah, this would be a good abstract, except not really. It's just a really cool perspective. Like you're the organist looking up. Gonna go. Ugh. This is tough. This is not one of those like teetering. I'm gonna go 14.45 again.
Why not a 15 on that?
I don't know why. And maybe it's just that impact.
It's very monochromatic.
It is, but that I don't think that's what distracts me a little bit is just these because they feel like I don't know, like they look a little bit odd to me. But not really odd enough where it's like, well, you know, like it's still a really cool photo, but it doesn't feel like it's a 15 photo.
We need a vignette.
A vignette.
Eastern Phoebe.
I'm gonna go 14. I mean, like the bird's sharp, but you know, this is a little bit blurry, which is fine, but maybe just crop it off right here. You know, I don't know. Like this feels like, and this is what's tough about judging. This whole thing is going to be, you know, just a good look at how hard it is to judge these, you know, because some of these are so close and like you get nitpicky on little things. I mean, like it's still a really cool photo.
Santorina Church.
$13, just because it feels like, man, I really want to see what else is going on here. You know, like this feels like it's too tight. Yes, that's a good one.
Ketchup and Mustard Rose by Christine French. We must speak with Christine.
About the tilde.
She's on pain
French.
pills though, I gotta, you know.
Oh, well that's fine then.
Yeah, she might be a little high on those pain pills,
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
we'll talk to her.
She thought it was a bear.
It's a type of mustard.
Yeah. It's like, where's this pedal though? Did she take that pedal off just so you can see the middle of it? That's what makes me angry in this one. 13. Christine French pulling pedals off of them.
Loves me not.
That's not a bad idea though.
Heather.
I'm gonna go 14, just because we don't see portraits and she's very pretty. But right here, I feel like you could probably maybe, because this is kind of brighter and it kind of distracts a little bit. Like if you kind of like maybe clone like some of the same color, you know, like in portraits, like you really want to get as much focus on, you know, like you know, to me my eye went right up here again.
We don't have a title. It's
It doesn't
numbered.
need a title. This is the
It's
south.
numbered. It's
This is the
number
South Pier.
0386.
It's the South Pier. This is a very nice snapshot of the South Pier. 11. I'll give it a title, South Pier.
Okay. Riverwalk at dusk. $
12, just because it feels like it's kind of has like a Lomo effect to it, you know, like it's like it was taken with like a toy camera. I kind of like that.
Rose and bee.
12, only because I feel like this would be like one of those things too, where it's like just go right in, you know, try to get some detail out of the bee's eyes. Be a really cool shot. I don't think this helps it.
Tulip moth.
I've never seen one of them.
Very cool shot, but it's definitely a 14, just because it's over sharpened. You can tell. I think if it wasn't sharpened, this would be like awesome. I think just take the sharpening down, just because it made everything kind of, you know, in the highlights. Am I right on this one? No. That's what happens when I do that, because I over sharpen stuff a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh man, this is a soccer photo. Yeah, this is the Portland Timbers. I'm gonna have to give it at least a 14. You never see this stuff. Seriously, you never see this stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, who cares?
I'm the judge. I get to pick whatever it is. It's Sporting Kansas City. Like this is out in front of this is out in front of Portland Stadium. This is awesome.
It's busy.
I dig it. Yeah, 14.
Are you kidding? Look how busy it is.
It's very busy, but I like it busy because it's got soccer. Like you know, you can see the Galaxy's playing next, and they play San Jose and Montreal, and everything's in focus. Yeah, it's very busy. I know, consistency is terrible. This judge is awful.
You are being awful today.
Yes.
You're being silly. Essentials.
I'm gonna go 13. I think getting these in would definitely help it. I mean, I like the fact that, this is kind of, artisticed out, kind of feathered and stuff like that. Yeah, it feels like it's just like a little too cramped, tight.
Well, I tell you, the person that put in the bus put in this picture, and he had them reversed. He had this as the other one,
Abstract.
as the
Oh, this
abstract.
is definitely not an abstract.
Yeah, and he had the buses, and I looked at it and went, I wrote him a note and said, is that really what you want to do?
Okay.
But it was interesting that he has that perspective on both things. Rocks on the beach.
Yeah, 14. I like the effect. I like how the borders are kind of faded out, and I like how everything's very rough. Yeah, good photo.
Looks good on a canvas.
Wood.
Cold day on the bay.
11. I really don't like the vignetting in this. I mean, I kind of like the muted colors. Like, I think that kind of is kind of like a neat mood, because everyone's been down here and everyone's taken this photo. But I like the colors that kind of come along with it. But the vignetting definitely does not help it at all.
Osprey in flight.
I go 14, but it's definitely not a 15 because it feels like it's kind of lost some detail in the under parts here. Like it's a little underexposed. Just some HDR maybe. I mean, it's a great shot.
Natural light portrait.
Which I dig, but I gotta go with 11 because it just feels soft. I mean, like, it definitely looks like something you probably would put like in a little picture in your wallet.
Summertime curls.
I'm gonna go 13, but to me, you gotta like zoom in more. You know, it's just looks like she's got, you know, she's got beautiful blue eyes. You gotta zoom in more. Like none of this stuff matters. You know, like this stuff. Like I like the flowers on her dress, and the dress is overexposed and all that stuff, and that's fine in this. I mean, it's more here. This is what you're looking at.
Sunset, Allegheny State Park.
I'm gonna go 11, just because there's nothing anchoring this. It feels like it's just kind of floating out in the middle of nowhere with some brush on the side of it. Like I feel like there's just way more to this photo. Or at least there should be.
Pots of Spirit.
Either trapped ghosts or
I'm gonna go 12, but it's interesting. Like it's crazy oversaturated, and it feels like
They're
it's
asking if that's a cremation thing.
yeah.
Ooh.
That's kidding.
Well, they look like urns, maybe. I don't know.
Kimchi.
Yeah. I mean, it's underexposed and it's oversaturated, but it's a neat subject.
So it gets a score?
Oh, didn't I?
No.
11.
Blowing in the Wind.
I'm gonna go 13, but I feel like it could be like a 14.45 if we just got rid of this stuff. That doesn't help it. You know, like this is your subject. You know, and the fact that it's like bright white like this, you know, makes it a lot more graphic. Like it would be a nice cool print. But I don't think this helps.
Heading Home.
At 14. I really dig this actually. It's probably another one that I don't know, you know, like I actually think the border actually helps it too. You know, because it's kind of, you know, it's sampling one of these colors that you really kind of want to emphasize. Yeah.
A Colorful Critter.
13. Feels like it's soft in the middle.
It is.
It is? It is soft in the middle. I feel like if I squished it, it'd be even softer. It's probably poisonous though.
Gull on Post.
11. As far as taking a picture of a seagull on a post, this is pretty good. I like the bird shit, but.
Sibling Screenshot.
I like it. It's a definite 13. Maybe even 13 and a half, you know. This is funny. This is probably one I would
Post
print
that
out.
one when he turns 18.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely one I would print out. And show his girlfriend when he turns 18. You're right.
Almost Spring.
13. It's a good shot, but the blown out area is really distract.
A Tropical Fern.
It's another 14 and a half. It might be love ferns, and this is really well done. Everything's in focus, the exposure's spot on. color looks great. 15, okay.
Yeah.
Patty talked me into it, it's probably hers.
Nope.
But there's no border.
But
There is no border, that's fine. I'm fine with no
Didn't
border.
need a border.
No.
Turk's cat lily.
The exposure is actually pretty good because you didn't blow out any areas, like it looked like you had hard light right on it. But I can see this thing. These things really, these bug me. The dust on the sensors. Always take your lenses off. Do a little get one of those little booger sucker things. Spray it right in there and get that stuff right off.
Score.
Oh, 11. No, 12. 12.
Okay.
Fun with color.
Huh. It's another one, right on the edge. This is this is a fantastic portrait. I mean, like, the pants are blown out. I gotta go with 14 just because of that. If you'd recovered some detail in the pants, this is a solid 15. Even though she's bullseyed right in the middle, but it's like the colors and everything's fantastic.
Erie's winter landscape.
Thirteen. Something just feels a little bit off about it. Maybe it's just the grayness of the snow in front, though, as we all know everything looks gray in winter. But it's like you got hard light here, which I know is the sun. And it's blown out in this section, which is fine in the black and white because you got your contrast, but I feel like maybe up here should have been a little bit more contrast. Thank you.
The flat iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as Art would say, you got low.
Art Beckery's talking about, guys.
If you don't have a shot, you get low and you got a shot. Oh, man. I'm gonna go 12 just because of this big area that's blown out. But really cool photo. I mean, if this would just maybe just gotten lower, like maybe right here. Like, I don't know what happened here, but.
Serious dog.
It's very concerning.
He's serious.
Yes.
There you
Feels
go.
like he's almost like
Really
wants,
bite your leg
yeah,
off.
like he wants something. I'm gonna go, yeah, 15. Now I'm gonna go 13.
You got a biscuit.
Everything's in focus. I mean, the exposure looks great.
A sunflower to brighten your day.
I'm gonna go 13 just because it feels like it's a little oversaturated, a little over sharpened too. Which makes it kind of feel a little bit rougher. And your border stopped here. If you're gonna, well, is this supposed to have a border? I can't tell. Because it looks like it's thicker down here, thin up here, and gonzo over here. I don't know. Okay.
Leaves.
Man. I don't know. I'm gonna go 12. This would have been awesome. Abstract. Right here. Like, kind of put this like, you know, like off in like a corner right here. Clone that out. You know, like, just because of the colors and the different, like in the texture of this, it's the texture that makes you kind of feel like, ooh, I don't want to touch that.
Lake Erie in winter.
12. It's not bad, but we
Magic blocks.
dig this. This would be a good abstract too, actually. I'd say it's a solid 14. Maybe even a 15. Very creative. I'm gonna go 15. Yes, I like this. 15.
It is.
Bright red, well fed.
14. I feel like it's too tight in though. That is nice and sharp. It's exposed very well.
Fairhope sunset.
I like these silhouette photos. I feel like this would be a nice landscape though. This feels too tight, and it feels like they're crowded on the side here. Like, I feel like there should be something here, but there's not. Like, give them some more space. Let them be free and in love. And correct your horizon too. Is that bad? Okay. No, that looks fine. Oh, 11.
Tiny bee.
14, definitely. Maybe 15. 15. Patty says 15. It's probably hers. Is it yours?
Not mine. No, it's not mine.
You're mine. Bob's. It's Bob's.
I have no idea whose it is.
And if it was Bob's, Tracy would have spoke up. Yeah.
It's very cool.
It's 15. I wouldn't do anything different. I mean, I'm trying to think of what else I would do different. Like, I
Yeah.
like how it's kind of small and like the flower's more of a subject. And I like this, you know, like how it's kind of like leading you up into it. If anything, I'd maybe crop a little bit tighter over this way, maybe, but it still kind of gives like a sense of it's a flower. So, okay, I'll stick with 15.
All right.
That's it for a bit. Let's see what we got.
And if I gave you a low score, it's, don't take it personally, because I'm a terrible judge. There you go.
Let's try
And that's the name
image
of that
review.
dude, huh?
And that's the name of that tune.
Does she like words? Huh?
Don't you just want to show bronze now?
Okay.
This is actually why I don't put stuff in.
All right. Let me go back and separate them out.
I don't,
When your son gets older and you're bored, you start doing.
I know, I don't feel like photography should be judged though, like just in general.
Oh, I know.
I know.
You wanna sit
It's
around
so
and just have,
subjective.
well, it is
Tiny bee is
subjective, but
It
it
is,
is.
it's so subjective, and I feel like the people that really, you know, that really think that they know what they're talking about, don't really know what they're talking about.
Okay, this is Erin Rennick,
Yep.
she got a 15. Richmond
Oh,
Drive.
good one.
Who's that next one? Bill Dorsch. Alright.
Tell Tracy what kind of bird's
Where
that?
did you get that bird, Trace?
That was down at the,
Aviary?
yeah, down
In
in
Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Strange bird.
He was like glued on shooting that thing.
Yeah, well, he's a very odd looking bird.
Well, yeah, I just couldn't
talking
keep
about Phil?
focused on that thing. I was like, it's not very attractive. I went for the other birds.
Whose is that? Let's see.
Who did Magic?
Olivia.
Olivia,
Who-
nice. I love that.
Magic Blocks is by Terry
Terry.
Woodruff. Oh,
Very cool.
Terry. Terry's getting, working hard there, working hard. What do we got here? Diamond.
Sure.
Chuck Garrett,
Hey,
and
Chuck.
it's not a bird.
Yeah.
Melinda.
And Bob.
Bob
Alright.
McConnell. Good one, Bob. John Bishop.
Are there people that don't normally win here?
Yes, you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Angie from Zambia. And Nancy Rowe, very nice. Very nice. A lot of good things.
Ferd's probably Patty's.
Nope.
No.
No?
Russell and Steinmuller.
Okay. And there we are.
And there we are.
We gotta look at
First one on the beach with the rocks.
Oh, the light one, okay.
We did a,
That was nice.
well, we could try that.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you.
817.
That was the one that was getting fixed. It wouldn't go.
Yeah, we didn't try it like this.
That's all that, ooh, the 50-50?
I might win.
I would say good job. These were hard.
Quick on that mark.
A lot of these were really hard.
Thanks for your effort. Yes, thank you, Marty. It's not easy.
Thanks, Marty.
Yes, more people need to judge because they keep asking me every year to do this and I keep saying no and they're like, no, 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 no.
Can't say no.
There we go.
Can't say no.
473-338.
Oh, Jesus, he did win.
338. Come on, somebody's got it. You got it?
Well,
Michael buys a beer.
All right.
Thank you, Marty.
Thank you, Marty.
nope, everybody else.
I'll watch. Who
Yeah.
got that? Rich McBride. Mary, you got first place in gold. I didn't do anything tonight. I still don't think
Sure.
I don't think we're going to.
All right. I think 15 is tonight.